shone like a multicolored jewel on the bosom of an azure Atlantic, Bermuda is a heavenly haven from the hectic pace of modern living. A group of islands just over 20 miles long, this British Crown colony attracts nearly 150,000 visitors each year. Hamilton is the first stop for cruise passengers. The liners dock right at Front Street, where fabulous shops offer luxury goods at bargain prices. World War II saw the horse eat himself out of a job. Imported hay and grain became prohibitive in cost, so reluctantly, automobiles were allowed on the island. But they are confined to 14 horsepower and maximum speeds of 20 miles an hour in the country and 15 in the city. There is no place for hot rods here. The universal sport of window shopping gets full play along Front Street. What might well be Bermuda's trademark is her famed lily. Thousands of blooms are exported each spring. One blossom vies with another on the islands. There's no season when flowers aren't profuse. And above all, there are the famed Bermuda beaches. The pinkish sand is pulverized coral that is as soft as talcum powder. Mix that with waters warmed by the Gulf Stream, and you have an old Bermuda recipe. Sun, sea, and sand equals serenity. Bermuda's waters are as clear as crystal. You seem to dive into liquid sunshine. It caresses each languid stroke. Never need you be crowded along the endless South Shore beaches, where the indescribably hued waters shade from pale turquoise to deep blue. There are golf links to challenge every degree of skill, like the mid-ocean course. But relaxation is the elusive thing that most people capture in Bermuda. And there are 1,000 ways to do just that. Relax, relax, relax. It's been said that fisherman's heaven is much like Bermuda. For more than 300 varieties abound in these waters, just begging to be hooked. He's after bonefish, a favorite adversary of the surfcaster. And what he nets is a beauty. And this time, the fish story he tells back home will be the truth. Fishing from a charter boat is just as rewarding. Here, there's a beauty on both ends of the line. The abundance of fish in these waters helped the early English settlers who founded the islands in 1609. They had been visited a century earlier by a Spaniard, Bermudez. Why he never claimed them is a mystery. All aboard with the Wet Pants Brigade. Everyone enjoys the native dinghy races. Many visitors spend their vacation beneath spanking canvas. Yachting is one of the major sports of Bermuda. Venerable St. Peter's Church in historic St. George, Bermuda's Parliament, oldest outside of Britain, first assembled here in 1620. Drive to the left in Bermuda and you're right. And don't forget that 15-mile-an-hour speed limit as we pass these houses built of coral limestone, as are most structures here. The stepped roofs of private houses are also of limestone slabs, sloped to catch rainwater. The law requires roofs to be lime washed annually. There are about 100 miles of roadway, most of it narrow and twisting, and that brought a reflective genius to the fore, who installed mirrors at the most dangerous curves as a safety precaution. Did we say, dangerous curves? If you really insist on the strenuous life, it's as close as the nearest pair of water skis. Some people can get really high at this sport. A little too active? Well then, what about some soothing skin diving? So clear are the Bermudian waters that you have the sensation of floating in a crystal world whose very silence seems to accentuate the brilliance of the reefs and the multicolored fishes. A helmeted descent lets you walk the ocean floor with air pumped from above. In the brightly lighted waters, you can make friends with the fish. They're as tame as a house tabby and just as affectionate. Pampered piscatorial pets. With all these divers around, we poor fish have no privacy left at all. Another proof that nothing can dampen the spirit of young love. On the islands, there comes a pause in the day's occupation. You guessed it, for tea. No matter if you're marooned on a raft, it will surely arrive. For these letters spell tradition, whether on land or on sea for the British. It's these touches that endear the visitor to Bermuda, where they let nothing interfere with gracious living. Another tradition not to be missed are the Sunday night suppers al fresco. The proverbial groaning board, lavish in concept, asks you to tuck that diet program away and help yourself. From simple snacks to elaborate presentations and the specialty of the house, Bermuda has them all. This, no doubt, is for some internationally famed gourmet. The skilled hands of the calypso drummer set the tempo for dancing. Or dreaming under the stars as the wispy breeze stirs the perfume of the flowers, ending the day in Bermuda.